Okay, so yeah, the experience happened like 7, 8 years ago. Um, I can get more into why I feel like it happened and what led up to it happening. And I find it interesting how your experience was a lot more like physical and like in front of your face and like you guys communicated. Um, but like the bluish skin kind of makes me think as if like the entity I had connection with is somehow related to the entity that you had connection with when you were in the military. But I feel like the entity you connected with for some reason like was a bandit or outlaw or something to that effect, because I feel like if an entity has ability to literally travel with their mind, that why would they ever need anything, from us, little ants. Um, but anyways, so the experience happened. I was looking out the window. A flash of bright light or something to that effect hit me or sucked me in. And I feel like I could really use talking to somebody who maybe has had similar experiences about, getting more things out of me from explaining this experience better, because it's been a long time, and honestly, I have been like dealing with my own personal issues since then, yada yada yada. So like some things can get forgotten, but the experience itself, I will never forget. So anyways, like something happened, and I feel like I went somewhere or was showed something, but I can't really remember exactly what it was, or if that's even true in the first place, honestly. But I do remember just kind of levitating um, in like a different dimension of being, but also yet still being physical, like being a physical being there. Um, and then as soon as the experience started, it seems like it ended from my perspective, but I feel like there's some weird like quantum time dilation or quantum type effect on the situation. So during that experience, I feel like the entity was only able to show me itself by me like being taken over by it, and then me realizing that, and then uh, like I went into like a third person almost type view. I don't know if I was looking through their eyes or if they were looking through my like spiritual, third eye like type stuff. And I mean, I know how crazy all this shit sounds, but I know for sure that it definitely did happen to me. But so I went into like third person almost, and like I've never had issues with schizophrenia or anything like that before leading up to that point. And I still don't. But anyways, I went into like third person um, for a moment, and I have like this imagery ingrained in my mind of me looking at this entity from like a side profile of its face. I've tried drawing it, but really drawing it never really shows exactly how detailed what I saw was. I've done research online, and there's like a race of beings in New Age like channeling called the Octarians, but I don't think this entity was necessarily one of them, because all of their pictures look similar but not the same. But yeah, it was an entity that was about 7 feet-ish tall, had like a very very strong like feminine type loving energy, and almost as if like this energy and like knowledge was like almost sad in a way, but hopeful and loving. Um, and when I was, brought back to reality in my body, um, I just, put my hand over my heart. I was just so grateful for having this experience. And my first thought was, oh my God, that was, you know, somebody very pivotal and important to mankind as itself. I don't know if it was I originally thought it was like the mankind to humanity, or like the God to humanity, in a certain aspect, in a certain tone. But yeah, like I said, I would just really love to talk to somebody more about this experience. And then also talking more about going into like the psychic ability type thing about connecting to source. So like if a new song comes out that I've never heard before, I can like kind of tap in and like sing the song even before I've ever heard it. Like consciously be able to do that. Or if somebody's talking to me in the present moment, I can like become their thought process as they're talking to me. But it's also hard to like interpret that type of situation from my perspective when I am able to do that. It's very cool, I guess. Like, it's interesting, but it's also important, I think, to be able to be your own person and be your own self, and not just be connected to source and just. But it is very fun. It's very cool to do, I guess. Like I said. So like if any like media, if like I'm watching a video or listening to something, even if it was made 100 years ago, I can kind of just tap in and like address it and become it, and then speak it as if I've heard it a million times, as if I know exactly what's going on. And if yeah, I don't know, the psychic ability kind of thing is very interesting to me, at least, because I've shown it to multiple like close people to me, and they're like, what the actual fuck is going on? I don't know if it's like rubbed off on me from that experience, or if it was just a gift that I've innately had the whole time, but I don't know. That's why I would love to talk to some people. If you've had ever talked to anybody else who's had like similar experiences with that kind of being, or with this kind of experience with like, I think it was some kind of like wormhole type thing, because I didn't like see craft flying up in the sky. I didn't like see some dude walking around on the ground. But I have filmed UAPs recently this last year through my military night vision. I bought some really cool like $3,500 military night vision, and I kind of put out the same intention that happened that night, and then I also saw something really weird just dart across the sky, and like I have things to compare it to. Like in the video itself, like obviously it's through night vision, so you can see a lot more stars at night than you would normally see, with your naked eye. So you could use, the star constellations in the sky in that video as reference to prove that it's real. And then you could compare the UAP darting, just like going insanely fast, inhumanly fast, to other videos I have during that same night of meteorites and satellites. And it's fucking wild. This shit's so fucking wild that honestly it's like almost too much to think about sometimes. And yeah, I've just literally never been able to talk about this to anyone, except for like a few people who truly believed me. But even then, sometimes I doubt myself, even, because it seems to not make sense. The way that we were raised and the way we were taught to believe, with classical religion and yada, yada, yada. But clearly, if you really think about it, the universe is endless, and there's like the universe is fucking ginormous and endless, and there's so many other possibilities just statistically of other life existing. And that's kind of what I was thinking about when I had that initial experience, because like I kind of had like a preconceived notion that something would happen, and that's why I was looking for it. But it wasn't, all right, well, I'm kind of getting lost in thoughts right now. I'm gonna go have fun. I I hope you take the time to listen to this, and you know, whether you believe me or not, I don't know. I feel like you will, because some of the things you talked on JRE about are very interesting and really did resonate with me, with my experience. But yeah, thank you. I wish you the best.